A few days before my then 5-year-old daughter's dance recital, I took a moment while she was horsing around jumping off the second floor landing. There was a mattress breaking her fall. I've raised her right. To joke that I'd appreciate it if she'd hold off breaking any bones until after the recital. Sometimes I'm too stupid for words. No, I'm worse than that. I'm now officially in the running for Worst Parent of the Year. My only consolation is that my dear hubby is my main competition. So here's what happened in all its pathetic Technicolor glory mommy moment. One Saturday in May, my little dancer Gigi goes to Circus Flora with our neighbors while I'm out for the evening working backstage at another one of our recital performances. As I'm driving out of the parking lot to head home, I notice I have several texts and a voicemail from the neighbors from an hour ago about how Gigi has hurt her leg and how it doesn't look serious at all, but she's insistent that mommy's called because she really wants mommy. Poor kid. Bet I never hear those words come out of her mouth again. Since dear hubby has left the recital earlier and is closer to home, I quickly call him to go pick her up, then call the neighbor to, 1, apologize profusely for missing her calls, and 2, get the scoop. Apparently, Gigi was attempting to reenact the trapeze portion of the circus by perching on top of a tall stool and reaching for an imaginary trapeze bar. Notice I specified imaginary. Apparently, no one specified that to Gigi, who promptly fell off the stool, began crying, and saying she couldn't walk. Our neighbors, lovely people and great parents, carefully looked her over and didn't see anything that indicated a 911 call, but began calling me anyway just in case. Unfortunately, while I was directing dancer traffic backstage at the recital, my phone was in my purse. Yes, start your Worst Parent of the Year scoring now for leaving my phone and my children at the same time, right? Dear hubby gets home and checks it out. It doesn't look ER worthy. Doesn't look like much of anything, actually, other than a faint blue bruise on her shin. I get home and check it out. Verify dear hubby's thinking, but ask him to call the pediatrician's exchange just in case, because Gigi is absolutely refusing to walk on it. She keeps saying she's scared, but when we probe further, she says she's not scared of walking, but of dancing the next night in her recital. Now, a kind, considerate, compassionate mom would have taken her refusing to walk child to the ER just in case. Too bad Gigi doesn't have one of those. And my Worst Parent of the Year score keeps climbing higher. I think she's exaggerating because she's scared to dance, because that's what she's saying. I think that if we put ice on it and get her a good night's sleep, she'll be just fine. The exchange nurse dear hubby talks to says it doesn't sound serious and check it out in the morning. Ice, pillows, and snoozing in our bed should make it all better, right? The next day, you'd think the fact that my child still refuses to walk would clue me in that something's really wrong, but oh no. I want that Worst Parent of the Year title, and I want it bad. Gigi is upstairs pitching a hissy about how she doesn't want to dance, and she's scared, and she just can't go to the recital. I'm downstairs pitching a hissy to dear hubby about how much money we've spent on an entire year's worth of lessons and 2 costumes, and we've always said our kids have to see things out to the end because you finish what you start. And she's the front and center dancer in her class, and her entire class will be screwed up if she's not there, and her teacher will be completely ticked off, and we just have to tell her she either dances or she can't take dance lessons next year because she wussed out a recital. What's my score up to now? Dear hubby gets sick of me taking out my frustration on him, goes upstairs, and tries to coerce Gigi into walking with threats of no more dancing. Gigi sobs hysterically. I frantically get ready for the recital, seriously annoyed that I'm going to be the mom of that kid who has to be dragged on stage and who just stands there and cries rather than dances because she's completely undisciplined and badly parented. Yes, you should give me bonus points for making it all about me. I pick up Literally. Gigi, toss her in the car and rush her to the theater to get hair and makeup done and costume on in time for the evening recital. She's still refusing to walk. I've recruited the studio owner and Gigi's teacher to help talk her into dancing while I'm getting her ready to go. It was only when the studio owner carried Gigi out on stage in full makeup, hair, and snazzy pink costume that we'd pushed, pulled, and primped her into and tried to get her over her fear by checking out the stage in advance of the show when we both realized, to our absolute horror, that she wasn't faking it and really couldn't put any weight on her right leg. We grabbed a fellow dancer's mom/doctor out of the audience, rushed her backstage, and had her take a look. Her diagnosis? Yep, it could be fractured. And no, she shouldn't walk on it, much less dance. At which point, Gigi begins crying because, wait for it, she really does want to dance, and she's really sad that she can't. Oh, I must be setting a new record for the worst parent ever score right now. The doc says no need to hurry, just take her after the show. It's perfectly fine to let her have her moment in the recital by sending her out in a wheelchair on the corner of the stage to perform and then make the ER trip afterward. Now, I have seen some pathetic things in my life. My thighs, Miley Cyrus, yoga pants on Walmart shoppers. But I have never seen anything as pathetic as my darling little Gigi in full costume, glorious blonde curls and a big smile, sitting in an oversized for her wheelchair, doing arm motions perfectly, tapping her one good toe in time to the music of her routines out on stage, as half the audience gets teary-eyed watching her. I'm sobbing like a baby backstage, watching this little sweetie do her best from her wheelchair, trying not to move her leg. Do I get pity points subtracted from my worst parent ever score? No? Worth a shot. Okay. Recital over, we head straight for the ER. The verdict? Her leg is broken. Broken, people, in 2 places. And I officially suck. Gigi kindly expressed her forgiveness to me and to dear hubby each of the 57 times we apologized in the ER for being insensitive, unintuitive, clueless, worthless pieces of snot for parents. Her broken leg required a foot-to-knee cast that she couldn't get wet in the summer. Did I mention her swim lessons were scheduled to start the day after the recital? Despite all that, she was a total trooper. She chose a fun purple color for her cast and planned a cast signing party for her friends. She really is an amazing kid. Of course, in hindsight, we all realized that when she said over and over she was scared of dancing, it wasn't because she was scared to dance. She was scared because she knew how incredibly freaking painful it would be if we dragged her out on stage and dumped her there to dance. You see, I'm not only into psychological trauma, I'm a full-service traumatizer. So, let me know how the final scoring in the Worst Parent of the Year comes out. Please note, I am exceptionally competitive. Dear hubby's going down. I've so got this.